Dramatic, exciting and unpredictable. These are just some words that describe the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series in 2023. I'm your host, Philippa Guana, welcoming you to the season wrap-up show. First, let's go back a few weeks to our season finale at Zwartkops Raceway and see how the overall and class championships finished. Class D's Reynard Miller had a 1-point lead over Class A's Leon Loebstra heading into the weekend, with Class C leader Arie van Heerden still in with a chance as well. To make things more difficult for van Heerden, he broke out in Friday afternoon's qualifying session and took a joker penalty, which kept him in the Class C pole position but meant that 30 seconds would be added to his race run time. Saturday started with the first Class A, B and C race in which Loebstra looked comfortable at the front, but drama struck on lap 3 when Hein van der Merwe dropped oil onto the circuit. A lap later, Loebstra spun off at that spot, but the race was soon red flagged after Bob Neal's horrific accident after spinning and crashing into the inside barrier. Loebstra was able to limp back to the grid for the restart, and while Josh LaRue took his maiden win, Loebstra took the points for second place. In the first Class D and E race, Miller finished second, but George Economides was not eligible to take forward championship points. This saw Miller take the 10 points, effectively extending his lead over Loebstra to 5 points. Van Heerden took the Class C win, but with his penalty was relegated to 4th place, taking the points for second, as newcomer Jacques Claessens and Marianne Eminis were not eligible to score points. Due to the significant delay in the program that was caused by the Race 1 incident, the second Class A, B and C race was pushed to the end of the day's packed program. The maximum points that Loebstra could score were 8, which meant that Miller just needed a 4th place finish to take the title. However, he got caught in the pack early in the second Class D and E race and briefly appeared to have a problem, but he fought back to 4th and was the 3rd point scorer. Further back, Van Heerden won Class E to finish with 114 points. However, the drama was far from over. This race was directly followed by the final Class A, B and C race, with Loebstra looking to secure 2nd place. Just as the race started, Miller arrived back in the paddock and learnt that he broke out of Class D. Loebstra took an easy win in Class A, but it was only after the series media team surrounded his car that they learned about Miller's misfortune and his own maiden title at 73 years of age. Meanwhile, Miller took a joker penalty, scoring just 1 point in the process and finishing tied with Van Heerden, but Miller's better win count saw him finishing as runner-up 2 points behind Loebstra. The driver who had the best seat in the house at the time of Miller's breakout was Nicholas Herbst. However, the young man, who recently finished the year as Class D runner-up, has also shown that his talents are not limited to piloting his greenhouse BMW. In the penultimate round, he moved into the commentary seat alongside Greg Maloney for the Class A, B and C races, and he impressed our media team so much with a cameo appearance that he got a second outing on the mic for the season finale. We recently visited Nicholas at his office to learn more about him.
Hey everybody, Nicholas here from Greenhouse, and today we'll be taking you through a walkthrough of our premises here. Here at Greenhouse, we do premium alternative power systems. Just behind me, we've got our office system. Greenhouse has a long track record with an incredible company called Victron Energy, and this is one of the prescribed and one of the very discerning decisions that we encourage our clients to commit to and to understand the benefits. Right here behind me, we've got a system that is 30 kVA in size. This consists of 2 inverters per phase. We've got a number of Freedom 1 batteries connected to this, one of the approved and compatible batteries prescribed by Victron. And this is a state-of-the-art system and allows us to talk to our clients about the modularity, the performance, and including one of the very, very fundamental elements of a Victron power system, and that's that special device over there. That unit means that we have incredible monitoring and control that really is unparalleled in the industry. There really is no competitor for Victron when it comes to how do we control, how do we get the modularity for growth, and how do we get the performance out of a power system. A number of different elements. And Greenhouse, we've really paid our school fees, we've got a lot of experience, and there is absolutely nothing that competes against this product and this company's system, its ecosystem, and its performance for our clients, whether it may be small or large. A rocking company like Greenhouse, who's enjoyed a tremendous amount of success and an excellent reputation, needs a fundamental element. It needs a rocking sales team. So I'd like to introduce you to our sales department. So why do we do this? Why do we go to work every day? Everybody's got their thing that they want to be doing, specifically outside of work, that really, drives the effort and the energy all day long. And for me, it's one very special hobby, and that's participating in the BMW M Performance Race Series. I'm incredibly privileged to be participating in this, and this honestly has been a dream of my dad and mine for a great number of years. I think ever since I was about 10, 11, 12, that working on cars and watching racing, Formula One, saloon cars, and specifically the super touring cars, was an absolutely incredible element. And fortunately, 3 years ago, my dad and I got the opportunity to actually consider this. And to be honest, it would have been very disappointing to have not been able to do this, and now we can really tick that box off. Not that it's going to end anytime soon if it's under our control, but participating in the BMW M Performance Race Series has been nothing less than exhilarating. It started off with Craig and I trying to understand, okay, we're going to do this. Do we go buy a car? Do we go build a car? Both of us being mechanical engineers and quite discerning, we didn't find anything quite appropriate to buy. So we made a mighty call, and we decided that my 320,000 kilometer old BMW E46 330i was going to be retired from its modest day-to-day duties, and we're going to turn this into a track car. And we really had no idea how to build a track car, but it was quite exciting to take on that challenge. So in the December we decided to retire the car from its daily duties. We got cracking. We started building this thing, and there's a number of our colleagues in the racing fraternity who've experienced exactly this, and the build is almost just as fun as the racing element. Individuals may say, I'm just in it for the racing, but there's so many other elements that really are incredibly attractive to the racing fanatic, the raving fan. And so we built a race car. There was a lot of blood, sweat and tears, arguments, finding new problems that we've just never seen before, but what an experience. So we turned my very happy daily racer, my daily day car, into a race car. And obviously it wasn't fully spec'd from day one. We just needed to be able to get our teeth into this race series and have everything ticked off that we can start racing. So we got this done, and we decided we were going to share the race car. Effectively, in the BMW M Performance Race Series, you have Race Heat 1 and Race Heat 2, so it was the perfect opportunity for us to share the race car and not need to invest in 2 race car builds. So we shared this for an entire season, sharing Race 1 and Race 2 between the two of us, and what an incredible experience. From somebody who had only been exposed to maybe a little bit of go-karting once or twice at a corporate event or a birthday party, the racing that first season, even though we were sharing the car, was nothing short of incredible. What an experience. And this, unfortunately, just grew our desire to say, we want to race more. And so became the search for race car number 2 in the Herbst category. We started looking around, found nothing practical available for sale. Race cars don't grow on trees. nor do they get sold by We White Cars. So we did some heavy searching and found a candidate. Ironically, we bought it from We White Cars. So we've now started building my race car, and Craig took over the exclusive driving of our old race car. And over the next season, Craig built that into an incredible race car. It was well set up. We did some development for a little bit more power, a little bit more aerodynamics. And again, what an experience trying to take a race car that was just functional now to something that was competitive. The build, we took upon ourselves, built my race car, an incredible BMW E90, so the succession to the old E46. And that was basically put together in a number of weeks before our first race in January at the Passion for Speed event at Swartkops. This event, we basically had 3 or 4 weeks in December to get this done. So weekends, weekday evenings, doesn't matter what, any spare time was put into getting this car ready with the bare essentials to get racing. So this meant, let's get some brake pads in there. We're going to have to get some racing tires. We've got to get some practical suspension, tick off all the safety items, and Bob's your uncle. You're qualified to enter the first race of the season. Did that, and wow! Again, you now have your own race car, and you're now competing in the field for 2 race heats, and this was incredible. During this season, we suffered a loss though. At one of the final rounds of the 2022 season, we were at Kyalami. Kyalami is an incredible track. It is fantastic. You cannot understand why this is not international level and that we don't have Formula One there yet. It is incredible. If I had my choice, I would want to race an infinite number of rounds only at Kyalami. What an incredible track, and it really is just built for the fans and for the drivers as well. It's dynamic, it's effective, it's got a lot of complexity to it, but when you get it right, what a feeling. During this event of 2022, there were a number of new entries as part of the club, which get filled up very quickly. There was a limit on 50 cars for our category, split into 2 different segments, effectively a number of the classes A and B, the faster class, and then the remaining end in the bottom classes C, D, etc., E. And during one of the practice sessions, Craig took the E46, our original race car, and during one of the practice sessions, a driver dropped oil on one of the most difficult and dangerous corners of the track, called the mine shaft. This corner is typically taken by some of your experienced race car drivers at somewhere close to 200 k's an hour. Perhaps in our race car a little bit slower. We're no experts, we're not professionals yet, but it's a scary corner. You're taking a very high-speed corner. And the racing driver ahead of him during the practice session dropped some oil on the apex of this corner. And Craig did not notice a change in flags for a change in surface condition, nor any yellow flags yet, and unfortunately was right behind this individual who had just dropped oil and going through this at mighty speed. Unfortunately hit the oil, and you simply become a passenger. So at some 180 to 190 k's an hour, the car became a bit of an uncontrolled missile, and resulted in the car going into a bit of oversteer and hitting the barrier on the inside, resulting in a number of rolls of the car, effectively writing the car off. So much time being put into that car, so much memorable time, time my father and I spent figuring it out, and all of that to be basically scrapped after effectively a 10-second incident. That was scary. We didn't know what had happened to Craig. He didn't have his cell phone in the car, of course, etc. So, finding out, one, is he okay? There's a car on its roof, crumpled, broken, and we'll cut to that in a couple of moments to see the outcome and what had happened to that after the event. But yeah, we'd come from a mighty high to this condition, and it took some time to try to raise the sorrows and the outlook. But of course, as racing fanatics, what do you do next? You get excited about the next project. So Craig has spent this year, he's been building a new, faster, more impressive, better engineered race car, and we'll be taking a look at that probably sometime early next year as we spend a lot more time this December holiday and early January to try and get it ready for the next start of the season, the passion for speed at Squad Corps. So the desire and the excitement of racing in performance race series really doesn't stop, even with massive events like that. It's an incredible series, and having participated in this for now 3 years, I really would never see the desire drop to stop participating. It's incredible. The camaraderie in that club, in that community is bar none. You simply don't find it in any other category, whether it be supercars, Polo Cup, you name it. It simply doesn't exist like the BMW M Performance Race Series. And I think the combination of the desire to build a BMW race car, the community in the BMW M Performance Race Series, and the experience we get through the tracks that we have in South Africa is an experience that is really unparalleled. What an incredible race series.
There we've got Josh LaRue putting in, but moves in very early. He moved into Class A yesterday with some excellent times. I don't think he's
damn right it is.
With Class A, but you can see he's putting some.
So the race series got a little bit more interesting this year. Out of the blue, at Red Star Raceway, one of our penultimate rounds, I got a message from our marketing team that said, "You're up. You're commentating this next one." And I said, "What? Why?" Well, did the guy doing the commentary disappear? And no, we've been building our marketing team in the BMW M Performance Race Series has been building so much more content to supplement what is the racing action during the day. We want to know the backstories. We want to see more about what goes on in the background, the behind the scenes. And being presented with this opportunity, I said, sure, why not? Let's give it a go. I'm certainly no extrovert or commentator special, and I said, why not? What's the worst that can happen? And so at Red Star, I had my debut to commentate along the very impressive Greg Maloney. Greg Maloney looks after effectively the entire Extreme Festival alongside a number of other categories, and is defined as the voice of choice. And his mannerisms, his presentation is really, it's unparalleled. It's a great experience, understanding where he comes from and the positions and opinions are, for all of these different categories. So now a little bit daunting, and sitting next to the man himself, or the commentating expert, I said, great, Greg, what do I do? Why do I do it? When do I do it? And the first commentating, there was a little trouble with volume, specifically next to Greg, who's got an incredibly powerful voice, and it's incredibly discerning to understand, that's the guy behind the mic. So I gave him my best, and to be honest, it's an element that we've been describing before. Is we want more of this, because there's only so much you can know not being part of the series. And just this year, our series decided to separate the categories. There's simply too many cars. We're an incredibly populated category right now, where a 50-car field is not uncommon. And so we've got the split of the categories of the classes inside BMW M Performance Bots Race Series. And one of the first experiences that I had was that as soon as we had the split in classes, we realized how much we were actually missing out being able to watch this racing live, on the pit wall, in the grandstands, etc. When you're not participating, it's not a case of when do I get my turn. Being able to watch your colleagues, your friends from the same fraternity participate in racing, it's more than a case of a raving fan. You are so intimately involved in the standings, the competition, the backstory, the stuff that happens behind the scene. Why this guy is second in the championship and is putting up a fight to win this at the end of the year, varying from class to class, but everybody's got a good feel for what's happening throughout the race series in all the classes. So this was a great opportunity. I know how much I enjoy just watching these colleagues of mine racing when you're on the side of on the pit wall, but having an opportunity to provide the listeners with a little bit more insight into what's happening in this particular race. Who's a contender? What is the juicy information? Where's the drama? And we only have a couple of scenes where we can really latch on into and to see what everyone's doing. But when you do that, there's just so much happening. Everybody's having their battle. And what does that mean for the greatest scheme of things? What is it meaning for the competition in a class in itself? What does it mean for the ultimate championship in the BMW M Performance Race Series? And this was incredibly interesting, and my curiosity certainly got the better of me in finding this opportunity. So we got to Red Star and had the first opportunity, and it had its niggles and its obstacles, and I'm hoping it's only getting better. But providing this kind of a little bit of sideline but minority input to provide more context to what's happening in front of us is really a great experience. You get to provide the opinion of what's happening inside there, getting people to understand a little bit of the backstory, not a lot, but right now a little bit of the backstory. And hopefully what this manifests in is we get this real raving fan growth in appreciating this series. Like we see the success of Drive to Survive in the case of Formula One's resurgence in terms of fan base. Let's do the same here, and I think we're slowly making strides to doing that. So Nick as the commentator is very much a guest condition right now, but it's an honor, it's a privilege, and really enjoying it so far.
So shall we include Nicholas in our revamped 2024 shows? Maybe a Nick's Notebook segment. We look forward to announcing some of the new things that you can expect in 2024. But for now, we head to BMW X Drive Park next to the Mall of Africa, where we recently treated those who made 2023 possible to a sponsor day on the skid pan.
Good morning and welcome to the BMW Car Club Gauteng Sponsor Day. It's a day where we like to thank our sponsors for basically supporting us throughout the year, and obviously for the money and the time and the effort that they put towards the club. It's really just giving back. It's making the taxi available so that they can have a bit of fun, like you can see over there. And yeah, just to say thank you for everything that you guys have done for us. You know, we've had a fantastic year. We've had a good race series. We've managed to get the time trials going again. We've got our breakfast runs happening. We've got the skid pan going again. So we're looking forward to emulating all of this again next year. We've got a full race calendar. We've got now time trials sponsored. We've got lunch runs. We want to do our Christmas in July. So full calendar, guys. Very, very big gratitude goes to our sponsors for all of that. All of the funds given to us go back into the club so that the club can grow and grow and grow. So thank you very much. And to all the sponsors here with us today, please have a fantastic day. And here's to 2024.
It's nice to be here at the BMW final, what you call the skid pan event. It's been an awesome year with them. We've had, it's the first year Dunlop's been on board with ATS also, and it's been a fabulous year. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. I just want to say from Dunlop and from ATS, the organizational skills of the committee and the way the club's run has just been fabulous. It's very professional. And we can't wait for next year and take this club from strength to strength.
Hi guys, I'm here at BMW Park. I'm a part of the Expel team. We're actually having some fun on the ski pan at BMW Park. We've actually got a partnership with BMW. So yeah, having fun with some tires, smoking, petrol heads. Hopefully you guys can come join us soon. Thanks.
check the air freshener. The faster you turn the fan, the more Hello Kitty spins.
One of the people who unfortunately couldn't attend the sponsor day was Rob Gearing, the key figure behind BMW South Africa's partnership with the race series. We recently visited him at the manufacturer's South African head office to talk about the past season.
So good afternoon everybody, and really happy to have a look back at 2023 at the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series from the viewpoint of the title sponsor BMW South Africa. Looking back, it's been a long year, a very eventful one, but I think one that we've seen a lot of growth and evolution in the series. It's been really encouraging to see the addition of many new sponsors who've come on board together with us on this journey that we are going on together with the BMW Car Club Gauteng. A fantastic year from a performance point of view. It's been really encouraging to see the fact that at many of the events, if not all of them, there have been so many entries and the growth of the series has gone really from 35 plus, I would say, to over 50 on occasion, and therefore necessitating the splitting of the fields into the two races that we had on each and every event as they unfolded. Made it for exciting racing, made for it really interesting, I think, for a lot of the competitors to be able to see what the other cars on track look like with their BMW M Performance Parts branding and the excitement that the series has been drawing with the public at large. The media exposure for us has been great. It's been really encouraging to see the professionalism that the club's gone to draw out that exposure and look for the media exposure that we can get. A high point for me has been the development of the cars in principle. So throughout the year, in every single class, we've seen better prepared cars. We've seen cars that are going faster and faster. We've seen those guys who inevitably have broken out and gone from one class to the next class. A couple of them with unfortunate consequences at the end of the year, but I think that's the spirit of the club. It's one of ongoing development, like BMW M Performance Parts, where we're consistently moving forward and cutting the edge of what it is that we can get out of technology. We've seen this growth and incredible development in how cars have gone faster and faster and how they're starting to look better and better. I would go 2023 in a nutshell, arguably BMW Car Club Gauteng Race Series, the place to be, the fastest growing series in the country, and one that all of the event organizers at all of the regional events really want on their programs.
With partners thanked, the on-track activities done and dusted, now all that remains is officially crowning our 2023 BMW M Performance Parts Race Series champions. Like Varish said earlier, 2023 saw a post-COVID revival of many BMW Car Club Gauteng activities, and our annual Chairman's Gala prize giving was a glitzy event worthy of celebrating the stars of 2023. The evening, hosted at the Meyersdal Eco Estate Clubhouse and featuring a fine selection of food, saw our competitors send off the 2023 season in black tie style. We caught up with some of the people who attended the event.
So as Philippa said, this is a very important year for the club, it being 50 years of BMW South Africa. So we decided to have a nice gala event, and I think we were very surprised, and we really loved the way the guys dressed up and attended the function. It was a very good send-off for 2023. I think 2023 was a year where we could say we really brought the club back to club status. We had our go-karting, we had our time trials, we had our concourse, we had our skid pan, and in 2024 we're going to ramp all of this up to another level. We're going to have the concourse again in Mall of Africa. We've got new sponsors on board for the time trials. We've got our lunch runs planned. We're going to do our Christmas in winter in Clarence. So we really, between the race series and performance parts race series and the BMW Car Club, it's going to be a bumper year 2024. Please don't miss out. Get our link. Get all the events on your calendar and make sure you're there.
Yeah, I was lying second just before the last race, and I didn't really have a chance. But I've tried my best, and if I see what happened, the accident and all the other things that went wrong that Friday, and I was lucky enough to still finish both races, but unfortunately. Reinhard made a little mistake and break out, so that has put me then in the first place, and I'm very happy about it. Thank you.
Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for voting me driver of the year, and I'd like to thank my team, Fast Developments. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I could have passed. I could have driven with a car that ran. And yeah, thanks guys, this is a family, and let's hope 2024 will be the same. Thanks.
Just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to Edwin, and thanks for giving me this honor. Thank you to Freddie from Fast Development, the guy that behind the scenes does everything. Make sure that we've got a car to race that is phenomenal. As I said before, without him this would not be possible. Really appreciate all the help.
Okay, so thanks first of all to everyone for putting up the event tonight. Awesome event, food was nice, festivities, everything was exceptional, must say. First event like this type of events, at least with the BMW Club. Yeah, awesome. So to recap the year quickly, awesome year. Got actually Rookie of the Year for this year. So surprised by that, and thank you to everyone for that as well, and excited for next year. Next year we've got we need to move up, I guess, or at least my uncle and Devil from Amtech, they're pressuring me. They said you did Class D, so you need to go up one class at least. So driving an Amtech car next year, not one of my own, but my uncle's still the mechanical mastermind there, so that was the agreement. More than happy to drive Amtech's car, but my uncle needs to be mechanically involved, and Devil, I think he prompted it more actually than me asking for it, so it was great. But this year, to come back to this year, missed out on the overall championship by breaking out at the last race, rookie mistake I guess, at the last race with 0.03 seconds. I was driving a race, driving against my fellow competitors, wasn't looking at the time at the end of the day, and at least what came of it was interesting in-car video. Excited for you guys to see that as well, and to be honest, if it had to go to anyone else, I'm very glad it went to him, Leon. He had an exceptional year and a well-deserved win, and he's a champion, I think, in all of our hearts as well. But yeah, at least still got Class D win and second overall, so can't complain for my first year again. So thank you to everyone, thank you for the year.
Just to thank first of all our sponsors, and also all the people that made this possible, the BMW Club guys, Bernard, I'm not going to say all the rest of the guys who you are, And then I also want to just say thanks to the guys that we've been racing with. You're all flippin' awesome guys. Thank you very much for a very lucky year. It was quite lucky that I end up winning Class E. Managed to make third in championship, and to my other two competitors, Leon, especially Leon, baie geluk met jou wen. And maybe next year I'll run away with the first prize. Let's check and see what happens. But yeah, just a lucky year, all the best, and hope we're gonna have such fun next year, 2024, something like that. And yeah, for everybody else, the guys that's been doing the media, also thank to you guys for promoting the club, all the sponsors again, especially my sponsors. Thank you very much. First National Batteries, VTech Motorsport, and then a special thanks to Quinton from Q&A Gearboxes. Thanks for your support, and all the rest of the guys. Maybe I'm leaving a few names out, but yeah, have a great Christmas and an awesome 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I started late in my life being exposed to racing driving. I had my first two races last year, being Kyalami and Swartkops, and I actually started off on Class E, and I worked up to Class D in 2022. And the first race, Swartkops, this year, I ended up in Class C. And yeah, you know, it's being exposed to this late in life was quite difficult. It was a challenge. A lot of the races I went home and I ended up last, and it was difficult. But I think three factors that helped a lot was that the German helped me initially, and then he moved over to Germany. And then Jagger Robertson stepped in, and he's helped me. He's done a lot of driving training. We spent quite a bit of training time, and yes, I'm grateful to get this prize. It was hard work, and was probably most of the enjoyable years of my life that I enjoyed. And great club, best club around. It's a big family, and really looking forward to 2024 and all the racing. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I got the trophy for Mechanic of the Year, but I mean, it's all down to the team at the workshop that does most of the work. I manage them and tell them what to do, but I mean, I can just say thank you to the drivers that gives me work to do on the course, especially Nick, yes, but yeah, no, thank you for the trophy, and thank you for BMW for a good evening.
What you see during the near-death experience is a continuous journey from life into
death. Philip Smith here. I just want to thank all the time trial participants of 2023. It was a great year. We had lots of fun. We had fast driving. And we would like to see you guys next year again with an extra few competitors. Bring your friends and let's have fun. Bye.
Dunlop is very excited to be involved with the BMW in Performance Parts Race Series. It's been a fantastic year on the track in 2023, and we look forward to joining the same series in 2024.
So that's the end of prize giving. As you can see, the bow tie's gone, sleeves are rolled up. And I would just like to thank everyone that attended prize giving, the guys that received awards, and all our sponsors. Thank you for a wonderful 2023. Looking forward to another great year in 2024. Thank you, and enjoy your festive season.
It's only a few weeks until we start our 2024 season at the annual Passion for Speed event. Will Leon, Nick, Nicholas, Reynard and Ari defend their titles? What changes can we expect in the new season? We'll have to wait and see when we meet again for our first pre-race show of 2024. From me, Philippa Guana, and on behalf of the BMW Car Club Gauteng, the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series and our brand partners, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas holiday break with your loved ones, and we look forward to a bigger, better and faster 2024.